This right here will show you some of his personality.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
He's a 1, 2, 3 and smiling. Last year, at the end of last year, we went fishing and he didn't need any help other than put the worm on the hook. I got the rest, Dad. Just put the worm on the hook, I got it.
He had the prettiest smile and the prettiest big brown eyes with the prettiest long eyelashes.
How am I supposed to keep my faith intact? Like, how? After something like this happens, they had to just remind me that God didn't take my son from me. It was an evil man who did something.
Cannon's family, friends, this entire community devastated, still trying to wrap their minds around this loss. How someone could shoot a 5-year-old boy in the head.
The small town of Wilson coming together tonight to say goodbye to one of their own. 5-year-old Cannon Hinnant was shot and killed in his own front yard.
Now his neighbor is charged with murder.
Saturday, he was sitting in his car. He looked like he had a lot on his mind, just looked down. So I just invited him over to have dinner, and we hung out on the front porch while the chicken cooked, and we, both had a beer, talked for a few minutes, and we lived there for 8 years and always been good neighbors. I have honestly no clue why he would do such a terrible thing.
I was outside with them, and I walked in for a split second to speak to their father to get a sip of water. I walked back out here, gunshot, and I see Cannon fall off his bike.
As soon as I heard it, it was like I knew something was wrong before I ever even made it out the door. It was like a piece of my heart had left me. I fly out that door missing all the steps, and I see my son laying on the ground. And all that goes through my head is maybe he just fell off his bike. And as I pick him up, I realize he's bleeding from his head from a gunshot wound. And all I can do is just pray to God, hey, save my son, somebody help me save my son. I just prayed and prayed, and I dropped to my knees and held him and cried like a little baby. It wasn't long before a neighbor of ours rushed over with an EMT bag to assist my son Cannon. And I asked him, what do I do, what do I do? He said, lay him down. And he asked his name, I told him Cannon. And immediately I just had to drop to my knees and tell God that he was the most powerful and the most righteous, and I just begged that he put his hand on my son.
What happened had nothing to do with race. It was just something was wrong with that man. It had nothing to do with Cannon or us. It was just something wrong with the individual that took that precious soul away from us. I just wish there was more I could have done with him throughout the years as he grew. And now me or his father and his mother and stepfather don't get that chance to see that boy grow up. Or his sisters that lost their best friend that they play with every day, wake up to every day. It's just not the same without Cannon.
Not only to do it to me, but my little girls have to live with that.
He always loved to talk about Jesus and how everyone should love one another. And that's the main thing that we need to see in society, that our children are getting taken away from us. There's so much hate and racism in our world right now. When we all can control it, the only one that's in control is the one up above. When it's our time to go, it's our time to go, and he just needed our sweet little Cannon. So we're just hoping and praying that his legacy will live on and he will get the justice he deserves.
God has a bigger plan now that this has happened to try to let Cannon spread joy throughout this world. And that's what we want. They're just there to love you and show support, and that know that everybody goes through tough times, and when you're going through tough times and you have nobody to lean on, you can lean on him. He's been my rock through all of this right here, because without him, I don't even know if I'd be here talking to you right now. He loved church, he loved learning about God, and we're gonna make him proud.